There is a moment in every life when you decide to rise, to stand taller than your fear, to speak louder than your doubt, to chase the vision that sets your soul on fire. This is that moment. And here, we walk it together with stories that awaken, voices that inspire, and truths that set you free. This is Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where hope has a voice, and that voice is yours. And welcome to the show, everybody. We got, oh boy, have we got a show for you today. I'm so excited. And Brachelle is here. Brachelle, it's great to see you. How are you?
I am doing so much better. I didn't wake up feeling the way I do now, and thank goodness, because our last show got me to where I am, and Terry Bean gets to be here to carry it on. I am so excited, people. Go to her website, first of all, which is terrybeanauthor.com. She's got a bunch of things there, but as you know, we have created a new little commercial, Abracadabra, and she is the author. So welcome, Terry. How are you?
I am fabulous, and I'm so thrilled to be here with the two of you. You've become like two of my favorite people.
And it's a world premiere that we're going to air today on the show a couple of times so that people get a chance to see the commercial. By the way, if you happen to be listening in and you would like to comment, you can go to the comment section and leave us a comment. We'll put it on the air and we'll include you in this very show. So do that, and especially if you know Terry. But Brachelle, I have to tell you, I love the way that you say bean. Say it again.
Terry Bean.
Which is classic because it's coming out kind of Southern. And I said to my parents, I'm a New Yorker, man. How did you come up with Terry Lynn Bean, no less, Terry Lynn Bean.
Boy.
Well, I've been talking in my Leanne accent lately, and I kind of get stuck in it, so I find it coming out. But your last name I've loved since I was little. One of my first words was beans, and I couldn't tell you why.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, what's so fun about it is that kids say it in full. And a lot of people who know me, that's what they do. They call me Terry Bean. And then I had this one friend who said to me, I don't even think you should be putting a space between the two names. It just be Terry Bean, no space.
That's so cute.
It's a fun name.
That actually, that would make a great cartoon character too.
What?
Terry Bean or just Bean?
No, Terry Bean.
The name of a cartoon. It would be like the name of
Terry
the show.
Bean.
Terry Bean and
Terry
friends.
Bean and Abracadabra and all the people that go with it and all that.
I like it. And all the little beans.
Yeah.
I have a great logo that's a little bean that I can't wait to put on a hat. I did get the hat for, of course, I was showing.
You need to wear show the hat.
Oh, how cute.
So it's Danny's hat. Abracadabra.
Exactly. And
it's so good. I'm very excited about that. It's fun. Super fun. Having just an amazing journey with this book, honestly. A legacy.
Well, and I just want everybody to know we were so pleased and proud because we have put, and by the way, Terry, and I don't know if you know this, but to do what we accomplished for you from Monday to today, or actually yesterday, is really, really in the media world of video creation. And we created the script, we voiced it, you approved it, we did the video, we made an adjustment to the video, we got it out, and we did it all in 4 days. That's the kind of ability that KM Media has. So if you have got a project for us, Brachelle's going to tell you how to get here.
Yes. Well, you can either email Kevin or Brachelle at kmmedia.pro, or you can go to kmmedia.pro yourself and you can see what we have to offer and get a hold of our team. They are phenomenal and you become part of the family. Terry, do you feel that?
Full on part of the family, and just blown away of what you've been able to accomplish in 4 days.
They're amazing.
4 is a good number, but absolutely incredible. And hopefully, you know, a lot of people will feel the same way after they see this incredible video you did, this book promo video. It's just beautiful. Thank
Well,
you, Terry.
I have an idea. See, oftentimes when we have a musician on, what we will do is we will take their song and we'll introduce them, and then we'll play their song so that everybody can get an idea of what we're doing and what we're going to be talking about during the course of the show. So why don't we just throw in an extra play of Abracadabra? Could we do that?
Let's do it.
And here, this is a world premiere. Hold on. Hold on. And we are so excited because Terry, I gotta tell you, when I saw this video for the first time, I was blown smithereens away. It was so good. And Michelle thought the same thing, I think. All right, I don't want to speak for you, so speak for yourself.
It's phenomenal. It's fantabulous. It's all the things. I didn't even know how amazing it could be in my own mind, and they really brought it to life. So Kevin, give us quite the example so we can feel that.
Do you want your child to develop lifelong emotional skills as well as academic ones? We teach kids how to read, how to count, how to behave. But what if we taught them how to understand themselves? Abracadabra by Terry Bean is a gentle reminder for children and adults that emotions aren't something to fix. They're something to listen to through imagination instead of instruction. This beautifully written story helps children feel seen, safe, and understood. It builds emotional awareness, self-trust, and the kindness without screens or pressure. Paired with the companion creativity book, reflection becomes expression, and lessons become lasting tools. If you want to nurture emotional confidence, calm, and creativity, this is where it begins. This isn't screen time. This is connection time. This is storytelling with purpose and a sprinkle of magic. Buy Abracadabra today and give a child tools they can carry for a lifetime. That is so good. I gotta give my team.
Yay, team, we love you.
I'm just, you know, I don't have my tissues here.
I know.
I have been, it's just getting better and better, guys. And I think, you know, if we do want a kind of world, that's where it starts. You know, it starts where children start to understand themselves. And Abracadabra is bringing it to life. And I'm hoping that people, since you love my last name, Rochelle, join the Bean team, as I like to say. So yeah, it's like it's becoming a mission, you know, and it's an exciting ride.
Well, Terry, the fact is, great works become great missions.
Thank you.
Damn,
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Okay. I hear you.
I said to a friend of mine today, I said, all right, I came a little late to the party, but I really like partying. She says, it's like unbelievable work. I said, okay, a little late, but it's great work. And it's fun work. And if anybody who knows me, who's on the call, they know that Terry loves to have fun. And it's a big part of it. And if it's not fun, then kind of go away. I just really enjoy. And I think, you know, when we find fun in what we do and the passion behind what we do, it doesn't feel like work. We've heard that before. It's nothing new. And I feel like I finally have settled in on something that I can really wrap myself around. And it feels so good, you know?
Oh, yes.
Good, solid work. Yeah.
And, you know, and this is instructive for everybody, because when you find your passion, and it doesn't matter if you're 27 or 68, none of that matters. What matters is that, because, you know, sadly, because I make Rochelle work every day, and it's real work for her. And I have to call her and drag her out of bed and drag her up here to do. Isn't that right, Rochelle?
Yeah, I just like, can you just stop dragging me? No, Terry, I love that you said this. This last show, we were just talking about how, it all kind of starts with discipline in yourself, but it can be fun. It doesn't have to be all the
That's
other
right.
things. And in that process of finding prosperity and passion and all the things, I've been telling everybody I'm retired. And in a sense of like, retiring doesn't mean you stop working. Retiring, when we hear it now, is like you start living out the rest of your life.
Mhm.
And that's how I feel. I don't work. It's not time that I wouldn't spend doing it for free. And that Kevin always asks me what it is like to look back at when I first saw the vision. What is it like for you now?
Seeing my vision come to life,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely surreal. It's absolutely surreal. When I held Abracadabra in my hands the first time, I can't even tell you, tears just came to my eyes. I'll be honest with you, the cover itself, when that came to life, because that was a story unto itself. Finding the illustrator for this book 2 years ago, when I went out to Facebook and I threw it out there, because this book was written over 14 years ago, guys. So this is a journey, okay? And I always knew it would come to life. It was just a matter of when I was feeling it, when I felt that I can truly put the time and effort into it that it deserves. This is quite a poignant time that it's coming out, because the world is very overwhelming, and especially to children. So when I put it out to Facebook back in 2024 in November, I got slammed. You know how you get slammed when you put one thing out, I need an illustrator. Whoa, like for a week, my phone, constant notifications, the whole thing. It just blew up at me, and I shut the whole thing down. I just went, bam, no way. So in March of 2025, last year, I started the course and my life coaching journey, which innately I'm a coach anyway, and have been for many years. But I started with Mind Valley. I, in fact, just got their feather today. Isn't that beautiful? I love their feather. So I'm very excited about that. And you know how they say when you surround yourself by people who are like-minded, they become like catalysts. So all these people in my life knew about my dream, Abracadabra. They knew that it was something. And I said, okay, now's the time. And I went out to Fiverr, and I get this woman who right away, the first one I pick, and we go on Zoom together. And she brings this gentleman, Jay, Junaid is his name, on. And immediately I feel like red flag. Who's this? We didn't talk about this guy. Who's this guy? Right. And then I started to interview them, and I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to give them a shot. When they brought me this in a sketch, not even colored in, so it looked like this, I absolutely cried.
Oh my God.
And then they colored it in and did the watercolor. I was just out of my mind. It's the same cover, guys. It's never changed. It's the first one. And then Jay, Junaid, Rhonda had to go away. She wasn't feeling well. So Jay and I came on, and it was July. And I said, all right. I said, here's your mission. I said, I need 15 illustrations in 30 days. Can you do it? And he looked at me and he said, Terry, I don't know if you know this. He said, I am the visual director of kidsbookart.com. And I said, what? I had no idea. He said, yeah, and I usually do not take on projects like this. He said, but I'm going to tell you right now, your children's book is probably one of the most inspiring children's book I've read in a long time. And then he said to me, and if I had it before the age of 18, I wouldn't have gone through the shit I went through. Can I say that now? Yeah, I can't say that.
Well, you did. So I suppose, yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
So anyway, so I would not have gone through, the crap that I went through at an earlier stage of my life. And he was 22. since then, amazingly enough, I've had friends who have shown me pictures of their kids at 14 years old, doing the coloring book and loving it and loving the story. I've had friends sending me pictures of their kids, again in their teens, actually reading the storybook and the illustration book and loving it. So I believe that this book, though I say 6 to 9, is really for the ages. It just spans the ages. And I think it's going to have an impact on the parents that are reading it, the grandparents that are reading it.
Speaking of that,
yeah, it's
we've
amazing.
got
So
Barry
Jay and I,
here.
Jay and I, just to say, had the most extraordinary, and just like you guys, right? You guys have this symmetry, right? You have this collaboration going on. When I found Junaid, the collaboration, the laughter that we had, the inspiration that we gave each other, and how we created the story together through the visual and played with ideas and everything. It was just absolutely extraordinary. And I'm hoping that that kind of energy literally screams off the page. And I believe it does.
And by the way, do you know a guy by the name of Barry?
Bowie. Hey, Ba. That was the best. He's one of my closest friends. We've known each other since I'm 17.
Oh my goodness.
That's just been 3 years, right? So that's not very long.
Hair is still the same. I can promise you that. A little kind of a different color now.
Not his hair.
That may have changed.
She's great fan of mine. Helped me also. I've stated in the back of the book how many, there have been a few people in my life, more than a few, that truly were there for me in the process. And I thank all of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, just for fun, it's time for us to take a break, Michelle. If somebody wants to reach out and get ABRACADABRA, how can they go and do that?
Well, I believe you could go to finding it on Amazon, and of course go to her website, terrybeanauthor.com, and she's got it all there. And we'll be right back from this break because I've got to know where this even started all those years ago.
And to follow up on that, I want to ask her, it sat on the shelf for 14 years. Did you look at it every weekend and go, and then turn away from it and then go do something else? And then finally, I'm willing to bet at 3 o'clock in the morning, you woke up in the middle of the night and you got this message that said, Terry, it's time. We'll be right back. Do you want your child to develop lifelong emotional skills as well as academic ones? We teach kids how to read, how to count, how to behave. But what if we taught them how to understand themselves? Abracadabra by Terry Bean is a gentle reminder for children and adults that emotions aren't something to fix. They're something to listen to through imagination instead of instruction. This beautifully written story helps children feel seen, safe, and understood. It builds emotional awareness, self-trust, and the kindness without screens or pressure. Paired with the companion creativity book, reflection becomes expression, and lessons become lasting tools. If you want to nurture emotional confidence, calm, and creativity, this is where it begins. This isn't screen time. This is connection time. This is storytelling with purpose and a sprinkle of magic. Buy Abracadabra today and give a child tools they can carry for a lifetime. And welcome back, everybody, to Positive Talk. My name is Kevin. Rochelle is right there, and Terry Bean is with us. And by the way, Terry, I've got to tell you that nobody in the world has the opportunity to have that particular voiceover ever, because that particular guy, and that I know pretty well, reasonably well, he doesn't sell his voice to just anybody. So You have to be pretty special for him to. And hold on, stop it! I'll be right there. And that's him over there. And so
You tell him.
Well, I'm honored, honestly, truly.
Michelle, what did you think?
You and your team, unbelievable.
Every time I hear it and see it and watch it, it's just the way that you've paired it with a coloring book too. And every time I hear it, I hear something new. It's like you keep hearing it, but things keep clicking even as an adult. And I think Kevin always tells me, "You're so young and you figured it out so early. You're so lucky." And then I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I can relate to the people who have told you if I would have had that book earlier in my life, I think it would have had a big part to play in how I lived and who I was. So kudos to you 110% every single day for following through with that. And you said that this started almost 20 years ago.
Over 14
what
years.
was that start and why did you put it down?
So what's so interesting about that question is that I have another close friend who's close friends with Barry too, who brought up something to me just about a month ago when I was on a different podcast talking about, my background and my history and, my younger days. And she said to me, Bean, I didn't realize how much you went through. I now understand why you wrote this book. Well, quite frankly, I didn't know that I wrote it for me in mind. It was really for my circumstance at that time, around 14 years ago, when I had a lot of cynicism around me. And I wrote it directed to that. And then I realized, oh my, this is actually Terry Bean kind of running away. Because when I came into a family, let me start there, that was blended in 1963. When I don't even think the word blended was apparent, correct?
Didn't exist at that moment. And in fact, in many states at that time, interracial marriage was still illegal, if you can believe that.
Yeah. Well, it's not interracial, though it is two parents coming together, having previous divorces with a sister, brother, sister, right? From the dad, sister from mom. Then they come together and they have me. So I was going to write a book when I was 11 that was stated, I'm an only child, but I'm not. And I've been through a divorce, but I haven't. Because I felt the impact of the divorce, right? Their own scenarios that were going on consistently. And I lived with my sister, the brother and sister I did not. But the bottom line is it was very impactful and there was a lot going on and there was a lot of anger and a bit of screaming. And, there was just all of this stuff that was going on in the household. And here I was the kid who was the mediator. My parents used to call me the sunshine child. No pressure, right? Because I was their child. So, you don't even know the type of paper that was on my wall. It was like these big sunflowers. It was hysterical. It was like all bright and shiny and yellow. So anyway, I took it upon myself, though, to try to make things lighter and happier. And I was that child that when I stepped out of the elevator and I heard there was any screaming, which I would hear once in a while. I'm not saying it always happened, guys, but, enough for me to go, oh, I don't want to be a part of it. And I would run to the back of my room and I would create happy. And that's what I did. Here in Queens, New York, you go and you hang out. So when I got older, it was, I'm going to hang out, and I'd leave the house and I'd hang out. And I was a fairly rebellious kid. I gave my parents a lot of gray hairs. I thought I had life. I got it. I sat them down at the age of 11 years old. I'm telling you right now, this is a great story. And I sang Billy Joel's This Is My Life to them.
Oh my God.
He
Let
looked
me
at
tell
me like,
you who's in charge.
Get out of here. I said, oh, no. You guys are just really, you're overbearing and you're getting a little crazy. I said, and I'm fine. I got this. Yeah, right.
That's so
But
good.
as an 11-year-old girl, you were trying to please everybody and trying to be happy all the time. And that is a heavy burden to put on a child of that age.
Yeah. Well, my mother used to say I'm 11 going on 44.
Mhm.
And now you're 44 going on 11.
Yeah. Now I'm 62 going on 4. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I'm 4 in my heart. I always have. I have a friend who used to say, "No, you're not 4, you're 2." And I used to go, "No, I'm 4." So it was a very fun little game we
I'm
played.
this many.
Yeah, I'm only 4. I did that to a child once. You should have seen the reaction. It was classic. Absolutely classic. But Abracadabra, again, comes at a really poignant time. Danny is running away from her home. That's the initial page where she's running away because her parents are fighting. So she's running away with tears in her eyes, goes down to the lake. And when she goes down to the lake, she finds a branch that looks like a wand. So she holds on to that for her life because she knows that that moment with her reflection in the lake was such an important moment, where the reflection starts to talk to her about how she feels, about how to deal with her inner self, and how she can make decisions based on listening to that wisdom within. And I call that, of course, the wizard. And I have Professor Wisely, who's going to be coming out in all my talks and such, which is going to be super fun. I could show him here if you'd like. He's fabulous, and he says hello.
Oh my God, I need one of those. That is
Professor Wisely. He's a puppet, and he's wonderful. So,
Is he?
we are going to have so much fun together. I can't even tell you. So when I go to Amelia Island, which is coming up, that's really one of my first with the professor. He and I are going to have a blast and share a lot of wisdom with the children, and do some creativity things, and, really have them enjoy the moment and come out of it with some tools, which people will come out of with Abracadabra in the book as well, with learning how to feel, look inside, create happy. So sometimes it's not a quick switch, right? So we have to allow our emotions, if they're negative emotions, but we all have the opportunity to stop, to pause just for a moment, right? And not necessarily react right away. So imagine sharing with children that kind of wisdom. Because right now, children are the least empowered demographic out of them all. I have people and women saying to me now, "Terry, I didn't start learning this stuff until I was 50.
Mhm.
So imagine teaching children at the ages of 6 to 9 that they really do have the power within them to create beautiful lives. And when we do that, they have more of an opportunity, I believe, to step into growing to be kinder, more connected, and happier adults."
Oh, thank
So-
goodness.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kevin. You were about to say something.
Yeah.
Because I
I
can
was?
keep going on and on. As everybody on this call knows with me.
I was just going to say, do you remember Sherry Lewis? Do you know who that is? She was a ventriloquist,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she had lamb chop.
Mhm.
I was just
Lamb
thinking,
chop. Yeah.
yes, I was just getting the idea that you are going to be on stage with Mr. Owl, Mr. Wisely, and you're going to be like Sherry Lewis and lamb chop.
So, it's funny you say that, because I was telling people, maybe I'll go down the ventriloquist. And I started learning it a little bit and all this. And I'm like, I have so much on my plate right now. I don't know if I can handle this as well. So we shall see whether we're going to, but I can do a little bit. Anyway, Yeah. So, but no matter what, it's going to be wonderful. Professor Wisely, I'm actually going to be creating a whole platform for children on the internet where using Professor Wisely as the teacher, because now with AI, this is very possible, which I had no idea that it is possible that I can take a picture of him and then actually have him speak.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable. So he's going to speak. I'm going to give him the voice. I'm going to give him the script, and he's going to teach, right? And I'll have the platform for children so they can build these self-esteem skills, these character skills, and give them the tools to believe in themselves and trust.
In a happy way. Yeah.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Terry Bean. Rochelle, have they want to go to terrybeanauthor.com? Is that where they find her?
That is where you go.
Terry with a Y.
Yes.
Terry with a
Terry
Y.
with the Y, beanauthor.com, and look for Abracadabra. Also, people, she's a coach. So that's kind of how she knows all these things, which we can talk a little bit about when we come back. Because, Terry, if I got to work with you, I would. Well, I do get to work with you. Lucky me, huh? But if I was somebody that didn't even know that I needed a Terry Bean in my life, then I definitely would go check that out and understand that working with you is phenomenal.
And you do understand that abracadabra is only step one. Do you get that yet?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we come back.
You're listening to Brushwood Media Network, the best in syndicated talk, news, and entertainment shows.
Are you looking for your daily dose of inspiration? Stay connected to all your favorite shows, music, and news with the Brushwood Media Network app. From Positive Talk Radio to Greatest Vibes Unplugged and so many more uplifting voices around the world, everything you need is right in one place. It's easy to use, too. Always available and designed to keep you inspired 24 hours a day. Go to brushwoodmedianetwork.com and download the app, and you will always have Brushwood Media available on your smartphone. Download it now and make inspiration and music and conversation part of your everyday. And, well, you know, Rochelle, why don't you bring us back?
And welcome back to Positive Talk Radio with Kevin McDonald and myself. We have the one and only Terry Bean here with us today, who wrote Abracadabra. Go to her website, which is terrybeanauthor.com. And Terry, I had to bring this up because I remember when we first met you, and you were telling us about the book and all these things, and you asked me, what do you think of it? And I love the cover so much because I told you that it was like looking at myself. And I love how much you've made this relatable to so many people, to parents, to teachers, to children, to learn some of the skills that you'd think are kind of a basic necessity, but we kind of forget along the way. And the fact that you've chosen to do that when identity is being built is just absolutely insane. But Kevin, I believe you did have a question from before the last break. Do you remember? Because I do.
Paraphrase for me, would you please?
The book was sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, well, no, and what I wanted to say was that because I went into the last break saying, so you realize that abracadabra is just step one. There can be a cartoon. There can be a cartoon series. There can be a television show. There can, like The Simpsons, only a wise owl. And there can be so much more, like Winnie the Pooh, and that you are creating. Is that in your wheelhouse? Is that in your vision, or are you just going to let it happen naturally and just say yes to the universe when it all unfolds?
Oh, I'm more of a yes person to the universe. Yet what happens to me is when I get inspiration from the universe, I step in. I step in and I step up pretty hard. People know me to do that. And then I get super passionate. So when I saw Professor Wisely, let's give you that, saw Professor Wisely, Union Square, walking down during Christmas this past December, and I was like a little kid. First of all, there were all of these puppets. So my 4-year-old came out immediately. It was like, and I had an experience when I lived on Amelia Island real quick, where I decided to join the local theater, community theater. And my first volunteer experience was dressing puppets for Avenue Q, which was, I can't even tell you. I mean, for the 4-year-old in me, I was out of my mind, absolutely out of my mind. I'll have to send you pictures of that. So to see all these puppets, I went crazy. And then of course the ideas started to come, and this is what happens to me with everything. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, I have to get on the internet and do, because the internet's so big and this is where a lot of people are. Let's do some kind of subscription thing. The story and how it can unfold and the cartoon thing and all of that, I've thought about it. It's a thought, but it's not something I grabbed onto yet, because I'm still, I'm at the very early stages here, right, guys? So I'm looking to get it out as big, and why, Kevin, you and I were talking about this before, because this message I think is so poignant right now. To empower the children. And in fact, I found out today that June is Children Empowerment Month. I don't know if you knew that. So I'm going to get it blasted out. I started going to like the Boys and Girls Club. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I used to be a big sister, by the way, when I was younger. So maybe I'll do the big sister, big brother. And of course, I have mom, who, I take care of, who's 91, right? Who, when I brought her the video you guys did, she almost cried. And she's looking at it and she's saying, you know where it has to be. Now, mom is in front of her TV all day. And she points to the TV. You know where it has to be. And I looked at her and I said, well, it's going to be. And like the 4-year-old in her, she goes, no, really? I have to see that. You got it, mom. You'll see it soon enough. So, and then I just go on through my day, and just the marketing of the book is a big thing. It is a big thing. Yes, I wrote it 14 years ago. It stayed with me all that time. There were different people in my life, to your question, Kevin, that I would bring it to, I would read it to, or I would send it to and say, so what do you think? What do you think? That kind of thing. Always, again, in the back of my mind that it would come out at the time it was going to come out. Whenever it was the right time. And that's how I kind of play with the universe too. There's a lot, I'm a manifester, as many people know about me. And there are certain things and tools that I share that will make people a better, creator in their destiny and in their life. And this book right now is just, it's coming at the perfect time. I really feel that.
Wow, that's a surprise.
This reminds me, Kevin. I remember Kevin used to tell me, good things come in time, child. Now, I don't have time. I don't have time for all. But as time has gone by, actually so much quicker than I realized. And I stopped focusing on the time, and I just started focusing on waking up and what was in front of me every day and just saying yes. Terry, it changed me as a person and who I am.
It's a great point that it actually plays right into what I feel about time. So how kids, they're so present right now, and time just stretches for them. They have no problem. It's not like us adults who think that time races, like it's so fast and we don't have enough of it, and all this stuff. And that's all about looking at the past, looking at the future, and not staying in the present. I think we're able to stretch time by truly being present to ourselves. And again, this book And what I am talking about with people is having children understand that early on and keeping that light and keeping that way of being, that play that so many of us adults have lost in life. We've lost that ability to play because someone down the line said that as an adult, you have to be very serious. You'll only be taken seriously if you're serious. I don't totally buy into that. I don't buy into a lot of those things. I feel also that children right now, more than ever, are looking outside of themselves for acceptance. They do it on social media constantly, right? Now they're literally trained to do so. So they're in that competitive mode continuously. Their parents, some, not all, but some live, vicariously through them, right? So now the child is also looking for constant approval outside of themselves. And when we give them the empowerment to start looking and accepting themselves first and foremost, we will raise very grounded, confident, and happy adults.
Okay, so Terry, there needs to be another book. And I've just decided this for you. And this needs to be a parental book on how to give your kids permission to be themselves at an early age so that you're not putting expectations and all of those things on them that are going to be detrimental to them over time. And so now you're going to have to write a book about that. Sorry.
Well, I think I'd want someone who's also a PhD along with me, because that's the other thing. Some parents need someone who's also has the background, but I have to say something to you. I have
Sarah,
so
you
much.
Don't have any letters behind you.
No letters. Okay.
No, you've got so much experience, and you've got a children's book out. Now you got a parent's book to talk about your children's book. It just all plays.
I love
perfectly.
it. I love it. I mean, Josh, if he's here, Josh is a kid I held at 7 years old. I'm sorry, 7 weeks old. 6 weeks, sorry. Josh, sorry. 6 weeks old. He just had his first baby, Wesley. I love him. And Wesley's a smushy. I call them smushies when they're really young. And, Josh has been listening to me for so long about just life and perspective, which I feel is, again, something I'm teaching, that life is really, truly all about perspective. Everything is about perception. I used to say that when I was 15 years old. I used to say perception is everything, but I really got it now. We're able to look at things and find the gift. It's like constantly finding the gift in every moment. In every moment.
Terry, that's exactly what your book does. I could just imagine, even me as a parent, sitting there and reading this book with my child, and maybe the conversations that would spark. Maybe we would teach each other something. Maybe we would have a conversation about who hurt what feelings or something we're confused about. Like it's such a safe space to open conversation through children and adults while they go through this together, because then magnificent things happen. And I love how it really is tying into the magic, because it feels like magic when you have those moments. So have you gotten any reviews or anything yet on the book? I know it's so early, but I can only imagine.
So I did get a 5-star review actually from Reader's Favorite, which is really
Hold on.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, that's awesome.
You have to hold on.
You just got applause. Yeah, you just got applause.
Oh, I got an applause. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I got it, and I got it just in time to get the emblem literally printed on the front of the book. So that was really fun. What she said, it's on Amazon. If you can look it up right now, she quoted her little girl literally took right away how to use the tool, where she was separating play from like dinner time and making a choice. And I was stunned by the review. It was beautifully written, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from different people who pick up the book, but not everybody, you know, does the Amazon review.
Yeah, people get
So-
on Amazon. It's a perfect time to talk about that because we're about to take our last break. So go and find the book for yourself, Abracadabra by Terry Bean. That is Terry with a Y. Find it on Amazon. Look her up. Find the book. Get it for yourself, your friends, your family, the whole 9 yards, everybody for their birthday. And also visit her website, terrybeanauthor.com. And Kevin, doesn't days like this just inspire you? Well, I know we're inspired every day, but these kind of things just make you kind of pause for a moment and realize, like, wow.
It's instructive for everyone because you too may have something, and it doesn't have to be a book. You may have something sitting on the shelf for 14 years that you keep saying to yourself, you know, one of these days I'm going to get around to doing that. Well, you know what? Today is that day, because Terry, had that book been finished 14 years ago, there would be 25-year-old people now with children who would be giving them a different take on life. And can't do anything about the past, but now is the time. And if you're wondering about what the hell we're talking about, listen to this. Do you want your child to develop lifelong emotional skills as well as academic ones? We teach kids how to read, how to count, how to behave. But what if we taught them how to understand themselves? Abracadabra by Terry Bean is a gentle reminder for children and adults that emotions aren't something to fix. They're something to listen to through imagination instead of instruction. This beautifully written story helps children feel seen, safe, and understood. It builds emotional awareness, self-trust, and the kindness without screens or pressure. Paired with the companion creativity book, reflection becomes expression, and lessons become lasting tools. If you want to nurture emotional confidence, calm, and creativity, this is where it begins. This isn't screen time. This is connection time. This is storytelling with purpose and a sprinkle of magic. Buy Abracadabra today and give a child tools they can carry for a lifetime. And welcome back to Positive Talk. My name is Kevin. Brachelle is right there. And Terry Bean is right there. And she's the author of Abracadabra, the brand new children's book and illustration book that are companion pieces, and they help parents and children. By the way, Terry, one of the byproducts of your book that I'm so excited about is I was walking by a restaurant not too long ago, and there was a mom and her two kids, and they were like 9 and 8, and they all had cell phones, and they were all scrolling online, and they were having ice cream, and they weren't talking. They were each in their own little world. And this is a way for you as a parent to be involved with your child directly. Put the dang phone down and pick up the book. And see, for those of you who don't know, a book is a thing that has pages in it, and people can look at it, and they can scroll back and forth, and sometimes there are even pictures that you can color. Brachelle, do you have any idea what a book is, or maybe even a coloring book?
I've heard of coloring, but not a book. That's weird. I don't read. No, it's connecting at such a grounding level. And I'm glad Kevin brought this up, because it's not like, oh, okay, go and let's all get together on a screen and do a game, or it's not screen time. It sparks curiosity and imagination way more when you are physically reading and listening to the thoughts in your head, and the imaginations come through in a physical book than anything else. And Terry, the way that I still cannot believe the illustrations of it, because it's so relatable. Like the whole book, the whole thing, there's not one thing in there that not a single human on earth can't relate to. And really, you were just to realize you wrote it for yourself, but you like literally wrote it for the world. I'm still stunned. I just can't believe you did it.
Yeah, right. I'm stunned. I'm stunned at the illustrations. I just feel like between that and the storyline and how they've come out, that is exactly why I created the coloring book, because the sketches were so beautiful.
Mhm.
And I said, and that was another person in my life who said, maybe you ought to do a coloring book. And I went, boom. And this is before even the second sketch, but I knew from the cover that was going to happen. Though what I did, to Kevin's point and your point, is there are 2 pages in the back of the coloring book where kids, adults, whoever you are, could literally dream again about what you want to do or have or be when you grow up. And some of us 60-year-olds don't even know what we want to do or be or have when we grew up. My mom used to say that all the time when she was 40. It's interesting. The other thing I do in the back of the book is I have these blurb bubbles, right? Where kids can write down words or sentences of what they want to say to themselves and out loud in the morning when they wake up, so they can pre-pave their day, so they can intend on a great day. Again, these are things that you and I and everybody knows of as affirmations. I talk about a mantra that I gave to Danny, that her reflection gives to her to say every day. This is something that I do every day. Everything's always working out for me.
Yeah.
This is a mantra that I say continuously. So I've given parents and teachers the opportunity for these learning platforms, these learning pieces in both books, for them to really work with children and build that self-esteem and self-empowerment that is going to change them. It's going to change them for life. And to your point, Kevin, which is so funny, one of the questions I get is, well, Terry, how are you going to think you're successful, or whatever it is, whatever success means to people. For me, it's my message. So if my message gets out to a point where a kid, and I'm probably not going to be here for this, who's 25 or 30 and goes back to their house because all their crap is in the attic or in the basement, and they walk into the house looking for abracadabra. They read it so long ago and it had such an impact on them that they wanted to share it or read it again or share it with their kids. That's when I know the impact's there, that my legacy really took effect. Yeah.
Terry, I have some sad news for you. Your legacy is already here. You're already, the impact that you want to have, you are already having. And I just had a flashback, and it wasn't drug related, I promise. When I was a little boy, and I went to a Lutheran school, and there was a library down the street. And in 2nd or 3rd or 4th grade, the teacher would gather us up like little chickies, and we would go down the street, and we'd go to the library, and we would sit there, and we would we would sit there, and the storyteller would come out, and she would read a story to the kids, and we would sit on the floor around this. This has that feel to it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what's going to happen with it. And Professor Wisely is going to also have some fun with it too. But there's so much that we can take out of this book. I had a high school principal who looked at it and said, Terry Bean, this is a big year. And she said, you have at least 3 more books, like you, to your point again, Kevin, you have at least 3 more books to bring out of this book. I said, okay, can we slow it down? It's like, I just kind of want to take it step by step, and enjoy the moments with it, because there are going to be a lot.
Absolutely. Enjoy the moments with it. It's really important because you've done something that not a lot of people have done, and you stuck with it, and it took a little time, but it's here now, and we're really happy it's here. And Terry Seymour says, Terry Bean comes from love, abundance, contribution, generosity, and her book reflects that. Love, Terry Bean. Isn't it nice to get comments like that from people you know?
My face is starting to hurt. I'm smiling so much. So I love Terry Seymour. Terry to Terry. Anyway, Terry's a phenomenal coach as well, and part of my cohort of Mind Valley people who, were part of my Catalyst group that helped me along the way, who have seen this literally develop. They weren't with me 14 years ago, but they saw it from the very beginning. And Terry was so inspirational to me through the process. So thank you again, Terry. I love you too.
And it's remarkable. And please enjoy the moment, because there are going to be many more moments to come. And you really need to no, you don't need to do anything. But if you choose to, appreciate the love and acceptance that you're getting from people, because it really is heartfelt, and it really is going to help a lot of people.
I love that you use the word choice, Kevin McDonald, because that's what, again, it's all about, right? We do and can choose happiness. And I know Brachelle, though she's disappeared, believes that as well. But we do. And every morning when we wake up and we put our feet down and say thank you, the way Wayne Dyer talks about and did speak about, and has a beautiful movie called The Shift. If you've ever seen it, it's fantastic. It's very powerful how our thoughts are extremely powerful. So,
and speaking of which, abracadabra, Brachelle's back. Brachelle.
Da, 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 da. Sorry, everybody, my internet is down, so I get to deal with that. But Terry, you are like the beaming light and inspiration of magic itself. I cannot wait to see where this takes you, and I'm so thankful that you get to be a part of our journey and help make this legacy and this change in the world with us. It is truly meaningful.
Thank you, Brachelle. You yourself I'm sorry, you just turned what, 28? Or 27.
27.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It's just you're a powerhouse, my friend, and I can't wait to see your growth too. And thank you, both of you, for being on this journey and sharing the wisdom of your team with me. You did a great job. I appreciate it so much, and I love that we have each other now. You are family, and I'm excited for the journey here. Thank you for being on it.
And by the way, just so everybody knows, while Brachelle is not here on video, she's still here on audio. And just so you know, Terry, I manifested her. So abracadabra, I said one day, and magically she showed up and she became who she is today. Didn't you, dear?
I did. And you know what's crazy about that, Terry? You, of all people, understand the most is I said yes. I woke up one day and I said, you know what? I'm ready. Today's the day. And now I get to sit here, talk with you, have these conversations and spread this message, even with the little teenagers and adults in my life. And I will continue to live up to abracadabra. So thank you for creating it.
And you're the epitome of where magic meets wisdom, my dear.
Yes, yes, yes.
Magic meets wisdom in her house.
Oh, yes. Don't come here. It's a full-blown party even when it's calm.
On Positive Talk Radio, that's where it is, too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And Brachelle, we've run out of time. Terry, you're part of the family. You're going to have to come back when we're going to continue this dialogue well into the future. And Brachelle, you get to take us out, dear.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, thank you, everybody who tuned in to show support and love to Terry. We love you guys. Please go find this book for yourself. Abracadabra is available now on Amazon. You can also go to terrybeanauthor.com, and that's Terry with the Y, Bean. And just thank you, Terry, again for your time and your inspiration. And I can't wait to have you back again to touch base on where we're at next. So thank you, everybody. We love you.
And any last words before we go, Miss Terry Bean?
Again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for the support. Thank you for believing in your children, to believing enough in your children to give them the leeway to be themselves and to help pave the way to their understanding more about themselves.
Amen.
That's just beautiful. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time on Positive Talk. Thank you for being part of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald, where stories inspire and voices remind us of what truly matters. May today's conversation give you hope, courage, and a reason to keep moving forward. And just remember, till next time, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got.